Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Me again, Shannon Fox here, the Road to Patriots 2 channel. And I had a couple things I want to talk to y'all about before we get into the video clips that I really wanted to share with y'all today. First off, one of my listeners, actually a couple of my listeners have donated in the past to when I donate to the homeless, which used to be just at Christmas time, but with my job and my finances now, I'm able to do it a little more often. And like I said, I've had a couple people contribute to the channel. And let's say one of my listeners decided to send me, say, $100 to donate to the next time I go out and feed the homeless, and I decided to match them $100 on that, and I go shopping with a couple $100. Um, what would you say if I was going to take care of 20 homeless people and I had $200 to spend on them, roughly $10 a piece? What would be, in your opinion, the thing they would need the most? My first thought was socks. Most homeless people do not have a decent pair of socks or anything clean to wear. I just thought socks and t-shirts in the thrift store. Socks brand new, probably, because you can't find good socks at the thrift store, I don't believe. But just stuff like that was my thought, because I'm always able to bring them food through my job. So I was thinking more maybe material items, or even just a little bit of cash. Give them all $5 or $10 a piece. Do you think that would be better for the situation? What do you think the homeless people would prefer? The cash, the socks, the food, and a little something, something extra? Let me know what you think would be the best use of the resources if I was going to spend at least a couple $100 to help the homeless here in the next 7 days. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get into it. Says we didn't vote for these activist federal judges. We voted for President Trump, and that's exactly how I feel about this whole situation. Is really kind of gotten under my skin at these left wing judges that seem to be able to get the ability to catch all these cases against Trump. The one guy that hates on Trump somehow or another gets two or three other cases involved with Trump. Go figure. They're basically, it's supposed to be done randomly, and so we automatically know there is no coincidences about that. Just like there's no coincidence to the fact that George Soros is funding these Burn a Tesla events, these Save Democracy events, and says it has been reported that George Soros is funding the Burn America or Burn a Tesla Save Democracy event in New York City as they call for death to Nazis. Where's the FBI? Didn't Pam Bondi say she would arrest these guys, whoever is funding these events? Well, it's George Soros, so arrest him. I don't think it's that easy, but I agree with that wholeheartedly. It says until we put a stop to this man's insanity, constantly wreaking havoc on our country just because he isn't getting his way, the United States is going to be unstable, and Trump will face constant mayhem and destruction throughout his term. Gabbard, Pete, Bondi, and Ratcliffe. Hold on, let's see what it says. And Ratcliffe need to make him their most wanted man on earth and get it done ASAP. Put his ass in jail. And I'd love to know if, while he is creating all this chaos, if he also is shortening Tesla stocks. Very possible. He's probably betting on the fact that Tesla's going down while he has activists go after Teslas. That's just the way he plays the game. That's a wicked George Soros. And I agree, they need to indict that man for so many things, which would be easy to do, or just kick him out of the country and not let him do any kind of business in this country, much less support the Democrat Party. That's no good. No good for the situation. All right, folks, I had a video here I wanted to bring y'all. I believe this is it. Check this out, folks. Just what is said here by Pam Bondi makes me want to bring this video to y'all. She says we're going to take care of business. We're going to handle up on the people that need to go to jail, no matter what the situation is, including these you said payments and all this bribery, waste, fraud, and abuse that Doge is finding. I love it. I love it. Let's listen to it together.
dollars worth of imports coming in from America. Congressman Aaron Bean, Republican from Florida, joins me now. Congressman, trade negotiations are unfolding on a daily basis. It's really the art of the deal we're looking at here, isn't it?
100%, Stuart Varney. By the way, it's great to be with you. Good morning from your nation's capital. It is the art of the deal. Anybody that's read that, I guess you could do a new chapter called America First in the art of the deal, and you see the effects immediately. India now has come to the table to say, wait, we can do better. We want a trade deal. They've already dropped tariffs on liquor and motorcycles, but they can do more. They will do more because they want American buyers for their goods. So Trump is doing it, and it's fun to see it in real time.
As good as that is, here's the best part of the story.
Next one, Congressman. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced that the Department of Justice will prosecute the fraud uncovered by Elon Musk's Doge. Watch this.
We are hearing a lot about fraud, waste, and abuse. A lot of waste and abuse, but there is a tremendous amount of fraud. And Elon, thank you for your partnership. Thank you for your team. You have uncovered so much fraud in our government, and we will prosecute you. We have an internal task force now working with every agency sitting here at this table. And if you've committed fraud, we're coming after you.
Congressman, how do you...
I have so been waiting to hear that. You know what that means? Lots of people are going to jail. Is what that means, folks. If they keep up on their word, we've got 4 years of watching Democrats go to prison, and maybe some rhinos too.
Prosecute government fraud?
Well, first of all, let me speak on behalf of American taxpayers across the nation when they see that clip of Attorney General Bondi saying we're going to prosecute fraudsters. The word is finally. Finally, accountability is coming to Washington, D.C. We've never seen it before. We've never seen accountability. So I was on the Small Business Administration. We watched millions of dollars walk out the door in fraud on purpose during COVID. And so finally, we're going to get some accountability. So the American taxpayer is dancing in the street and is saying, go get them, Pam Bondi. Let's go get them.
That's amazing. I'm glad to hear it because there's going to be a lot of people involved. And you said in Act Blue and all these NGOs pushing people into our country with government funding, the auto pen incidents. If you've done anything to perpetrate our country through fraud, waste, or abuse, you're getting scrutinized and very possibly going to jail for your actions. It's coming, folks. I am so ready. Be patient, folks. The show is going to be great once it actually gets past the intermission. I have to believe that. We're not going to go to all this trouble and not get justice, folks. I don't believe they're going to talk their way out of this one. I believe they're going to do the right thing. And I am so ready. How about y'all? All right, folks. Here we go. We got Joe Rogan is calling out the Democrat Party for their fake protest attendees, ones that show up at the rallies, at the protests all over the country, paid activists. Basically, the numbers are showing there's less than 30,000 people that have been to all these rallies, protests, and activist events that involve the Democrat Party, whether it be abortion or screaming at the Supreme Court out on the steps or just whatever it is. If there is a movement by the Democrat Party, for the most part, it is funded by NGOs, which are funded by people like George Soros and the Democratic Socialist Party. Just the facts, folks. And Joe Rogan is calling it out.
They claimed there was 30,000 people, but they got all the cell phone data, and they found out there was 24,000 cell phones. So they fudged it a little bit. That sounds normal. But they also said that a huge number of these people had been to 20-plus events and a lot of other different, progressive events. And it seems like, at least in some of them, for sure, they were paying people. So they're giving people money to get on a bus, go to this place, here's your sign, go have fun. And so you're doing something different. right? You're pretending that these people are all coming out to see you, but they're coming out to see you because you're giving them money and free food.
Right.
And you're handing out water bottles, and everybody gets a sign, and everybody seems like they're kind of a part of a team. And for a lot of losers, a lot of people that don't have things going well in their life, and like, what do we? I was a loser at many points in my life. If somebody called me up and said, "Hey man, you want to make $400 and just go to this Kamala Harris rally?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." I would 100% go. I would 100% go with no political. And then I probably think she's cool. And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm fucking voting for her, dude. He's Hitler. That guy. We gotta stop Hitler." And I'd be holding up that stupid sign. If you found me when I was 21, 100% I would have taken that $400.
Yeah.
They were giving out $1,000 for people to protest. I think it was Tesla. I'm not sure about that, but I think it was Tesla. But so they had like the rules of engagement. If someone comes after you, hit them in the body. Don't pick up an object unless they pick up an object first. Like, are you organizing gangs? Like, are you guys paying money for people and then literally saying to them, "Here's what happens if you engage in violence"? Like, why is that even on the table? I thought you guys were peacefully protesting. Like, who's going to get how many pro-Tesla fucking hooligans are out there that have beaten people up for Tesla? Is it fucking zero? I have not seen a bunch of pro-Tesla gang members out there. So what are you going to encounter with this anti-Tesla movement? The police? Like, who's going to stop you from who's going to engage with you? Like, you're kind of talking in a way that at least puts it on the table that violence might take place. And you're paying people.
Yeah.
And because they destroyed language, now it sort of logically makes sense, right? If these people are Nazis. If you actually thought they were Nazis, like if you actually thought Nazis had taken over your country, you'd pick up a gun, right?
You shouldn't need $1,000 free lunch. $1,000 in free lunch is crazy.
You need to smooth things over, make it easier.
You need to subsidize your movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have a hard time doing the $1,000 one. I'd be like, bro, we're going to jail.
Yeah, they subsidized the whole Joe Biden, Kamala Harris fan base. Flash mob, protest mob, Black Lives Matter, Antifa mob, marching on the steps of the Capitol, in the Capitol building. All these organized marches that are obviously coming from somebody in the Democrat Party that has the funds to filter it down to the NGOs. Maybe not so much anymore since USAID is done. And that is a good thing. I'm so glad to hear that. That is the win of the week, as you said, has been totally disbanded. And the teachers' union is on its way out as well. Those are good things for the country, folks, whether you know it or not. Now, it has been floated by Steve Bannon that Trump could possibly make a third term and do it because of the fact that you could maybe change the 22nd or 23rd Amendment to where it says that you no longer are 2 consecutive terms, no more than 2 consecutive terms. And since he didn't serve 2 consecutive terms thus far, he could possibly be able to change the amendment a little bit and run for a third time. What do you think about that? Should Trump try to run for a third time? Should he pass the torch to somebody younger like J.D. Vance? Is he the greatest president in history? And we should try to get this done. You tell me what you think. It's definitely up in the air. Steve Bannon talked about it. One of the representatives has brought it before the House and tried to get it amended as a resolution. I don't know where he's gotten with that. I don't think he's gotten where he needs to yet with that. But it is a thought. We get close to we get past 2026 elections. The country may decide we need Trump for another 4 years, and we vote on it. But we'll have to see. It will take some Democrat support, so I wouldn't hold my breath on it, folks. Sounds great, though. I think it'd be easier for Trump to be vice president with his son or J.D. Vance or something, and still keep him in the picture. That would be just as well. Now, if you live in Wisconsin and you're a listener of mine, I hope you're going out to vote Tuesday. It is a special election for a Supreme Court seat in the state of. There's actually several seats being voted on, but the important one is the Supreme Court seat in Wisconsin. We need to keep it red. We need to keep the majority in the Supreme Court there. And Scott Presler, Elon Musk, Kid Rock, several of the big names that went to Pennsylvania at the election time to try to push us over the top have this week mobilized and put their support behind trying to get in. New Supreme Court Justice, a guy named is Brad Schimmel from Wisconsin, and I'm just asking you if you are a listener and you're not voting every chance you get. I don't understand why not. That is the only way we're going to take our country back and keep it is to get these creeps out of power and not losing any seats to the Democrats, including these small special elections like what is coming up in Wisconsin Tuesday, 5 p.m. I believe is the 5 or 6 p.m. is the deadline. It happens all day Tuesday. No matter what district you live in, if you live in Wisconsin, please make it your agenda to go vote for Brad. I'm begging you. Our country needs it. The Supreme Court of Wisconsin needs it. We can't stop election fraud if we can't get a Supreme Court majority in Wisconsin. So for that alone, it needs to be done. And here's why. Another reason why. Hakeem Jeffries says, here's the real reason why Democrats are so desperate to win the Senate seat or this seat. Says Wisconsin, make sure you vote early for Brad Schimmel. Okay, here we go. Says Hakeem Jeffries himself laid out a plan the Democrats to win in 2026. Here we go.
In Wisconsin, that's a 50-50 race because we know Wisconsin's a 50-50 state.
Yeah.
And we have a strong Democratic candidate. Whoever wins is going to determine who has the majority in the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Why is that important? Because there are gerrymandered congressional lines right now in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a 50-50 state, as I mentioned, but there are 6 Republicans and only 2 Democrats out of an 8-person delegation because the lines are broken.
Right.
And as soon as possible, we need to be able to revisit that and have fair lines. The only way for that to be even a significant possibility is if you have an enlightened Supreme Court. And so,
wants an enlightened, progressive Supreme Court that can gerrymander back the lines to where the Democrats can get the majority. Because right now, it's like 6-2 Republicans' favor due to how the districting lines are drawn. And if you get a progressive Democrat majority in the Supreme Court there, they're going to draw the lines up where the Republicans hold no power and end up holding less districts in the end. That's the name of the game. We can't let this happen or we will lose all our ability to have any say-so for the people that live in Wisconsin. Every state needs to be free and a republic with choices. And crooked politicians in your state need to be voted out. So please make it your mission in life to vote every chance you get. Even on these midterms and these special elections, if you have opportunity, please do. One of the reasons I do this channel is because I want to encourage people to please vote. It says Elon Musk will hold a town hall in Green Bay, Wisconsin tomorrow, which is tonight at 6:30, ahead of Election Day. The interest is limited to those who have signed the petition in opposition to activist judges. Register here, Town Hall, the America PAC. And if you want to register to vote in Wisconsin because you're not a registered voter, you're welcome to come to my channel and scroll down on my post and you will find this particular meme or particular clip. Yes, folks, that is very important. If you live in Wisconsin, please vote. If you got family living in Wisconsin, call them and tell them, go vote. All right, folks, here's some more good news. Breaking news says President Trump has ordered that several historical monument statues across the country to be restored after many were removed during the Biden administration because they thought they were racist or inappropriate, or they wanted to put up a George Floyd statue instead or something of that nature. But it looks like we're going to get some of them back, put back in their rightful place, hopefully including a lot of these Southern generals that I thought had no business being removed. You can't forget your history because somebody doesn't agree with it, and that's just my opinion. I say there are no coincidences, folks, and here is absolute truth of it. Just several days ago, Zelensky made a statement says that Putin will not be around, basically, and then well, let's listen to that first.
He ends his
We're going to listen to what Zelensky had to say.
It also depends on his age. He will die soon, and that's a fact, and it will come to an end. And it could come to an end.
Did y'all catch that?
And even before, he ends his absolutely safe and historically losing life, historically lost life. But it also.
So here Zelensky has threatened that Putin will not be around much longer. This was days ago, and then as of this morning, I find this article cross-referenced over to X, where one of Putin's main presidential limousines had a bomb set off in it. I guess maybe under in it. They haven't disclosed if anybody was injured or any casualties, but it is obviously one of the things that Putin rides in. So to me, I don't believe there's any coincidences. I believe Zelensky thought he was going to be able to take Putin out and continue with the war with whoever the Russians would put up as their next successor. Now, this will be the last clip of the day, folks. I know y'all are all need to get back to your leisurely time and enjoy your weekend. Back to the grind tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. But here is a great clip from.
You trust your mother every night to fix your hot pockets and make sure your Game Boy is turned on.
This is Tim Burchett being asked a question by a left-wing media pundit, and his answer is spot on. Says, do you trust Trump's national security team to keep our war plans top secret? And listen to what Tim Burchett has to say.
Congressman Perry, do you trust Trump's national security team to keep our war plans top secret?
Do you trust your mother every night to fix your hot pockets and make sure your Game Boy is turned on?
Congressman Perry.
Do you trust your mother to keep your hot pockets warm every night and make sure your Game Boy is on? The great Tim Burchett, folks. If you don't know who he is, go check him out. I do put him on the channel from time to time just because he's kind of like John Kennedy. He's quite amusing with his antics and his conversation. That's what I got for you today on this Sunday afternoon. Like, subscribe, and share to go to Patriots.